Thanks so much, everybody, for coming out. I'll be completely honest with you. My stomach has just been a knot, like, all day. Yeah, I made the joke last time we all got together that either this is, like, the craziest fun idea ever or just the dumbest idea ever to, like, try to get everybody who contributed on the CD to, like, play tonight, but I'm leaning more towards a dumber idea, but either way, it's been fun. So, I just want to try to announce everybody who's contributed. So I'll start out with Tim Muntz, a legend of the Sioux Falls music scene. I first heard about Tim in a band called Caligari, who Adam played drums in also. And I actually saw him for the first time. He played in a band called Quaker City Nighthawks. If anybody saw that band was unbelievable. And I just remember like watching him play and just like staring at all this like the guitar stuff he was doing, and I'm just like, I want to play with that guy. And I was lucky enough to play in a band called Pass with him, and he was in a band I was in with Adam called Amidon Affair. So out of the 7 songs I wrote, there these 2 of them that he tracked on. I mean, I immediately thought of him. So yeah, we're gonna start with the first one. This one's called From Elk Point to Jefferson. I'm from Elk Point, South Dakota. So yeah. As you spread your wings, I will hold the line where the ocean meets the land. To the western sky, as the sun is setting, I will catch you looking back one last time. Legends Thank you. Thank you, Tim. All right, our next player is Martin Lean. I have known Martin since college. I don't want to say what year I met Martin, but it was a while ago when I was in college. But I had a band in high school that I really don't count as a band, but when I was in college and I met Martin, that was the first real band I was in, and it was like a punk band, and we did Stallone, like these punk songs about Sylvester Stallone movies, and then after that we did a bunch of other projects. Then we were a screamo band called The Lust, and other projects after that. I can't even keep track, but when I wrote all these songs, I was just like, Martin has no choice. He will be, writing and playing on a few of these songs. So he came all the way. He just got into town just about an hour ago, straight from Aberdeen, so he could come and play this. So I really appreciate it. This next song is I always like songs that kind of had a chorus there was no words. It was just a melody, and so I tried to write my own. So. If you want to join along, there's a part where it gets kind of quiet, and I wish Milo was here. But it's just mostly me by myself, and I'm doing the melody. It's very easy. If anybody wants to join along, it's more than encouraged, and then it goes out to the end of the song. So, yeah, my clean is really hot. Should I just turn my mask on?
Turn the first volume down a little bit.
Okay, this song is called Anthem. You are the Carl Braver on the horns. Thank you, Martin. Martin, is it ready for Jesse? The best man in my wedding. Should I tell the story how we met? So I was a freshman at USD, and this is before I met Martin, and in the dorms they have these open mic nights where you can just perform, do whatever you want, and I went to it not really knowing anybody except my roommate Kirk, who's now my brother-in-law, who's here. So here goes this open mic night, and Matt, I didn't know him at the time, he was like playing acoustic with this other guy, and they were doing Just Like Heaven from The Cure. And so the first guy sang, and it was okay, you know. And then Matt did the second verse, and it was almost like the place just went black, and a spotlight was on Matt. I was like, I've just never heard anybody sing like him, and he sounded a lot like Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins. So I was too shy to go up and talk to him, and then I know I was like a little schoolgirl, but so then I started I'm thinking I gotta find this guy, and so I lived on the first floor in Norton Hall at USD, and then Matt lived on the third floor with Martin, and like I said, didn't know him at the time, so I started asking people around. I'm like, there's this guy, he sings like Billy Corgan, and so one dude on my floor is like, I think I might know him. And I'm like, really? Can you give me his number? And this is before cell phones were big, so it was literally the dorm landline. And I get the number and I call, and someone answers. And now I heard later that was actually Martin. And I'm like, hey, can I speak to the guy who sounds like Billy or sings like Billy Corgan? And I remember there was kind of a pause, and supposedly Martin cupped the phone and was like, who the fuck is this guy? I think he's wanting to talk to you. And then I get on the phone with Matt, and I'm just all shy, and I'm like, would you come play with me? He brought his guitar down, and it was the most awkward, just him and I in a dorm room, and just looking at each other, I think we were working on one little Pumpkin song, and I was like, yeah, we should start a band, and Matt's just yeah, right. But yeah, I consider Matt my songwriting partner. We did a band called Amidon where we did 2 albums, and so definitely had to have him be a part of the CD too, which is for sale at the counter. I got the chip reader, Ryan. Yes, Knudsen? The chip reader rules. So yeah, this song is it's called Radiate.
Find it harder to lay your head down at night, but you radiate, it's not fair, yeah, it's okay. Fell in love with the wrong girl, but you wonder why. You know she'll enter your dreams from time to time. You radiate, you radiate. It's okay.
Jesse, I'm gonna say Watchterman. Yeah. Marvin, you might need some help. Oh, I forgot to thank Ghost Tricks and Singer Man for opening the show. Thank you so much for doing that. That's awesome. And thanks to Dan and Liz. You guys are amazing professionals. Jesse used to play in a band that I thought was really, really cool years ago called The Netterman. It's kind of like a Devo-y kind of thing. Awesome. And I first met Jesse, I was playing bass for a while with a band called Roman Ships, and we would practice in his basement. And he was married, he had a son at the time, but I thought it was like the weirdest thing in the world. I'm like, this is some guy's house we're practicing in, and he's the nicest guy on the planet, and not even him like putting up with it, his wife. Like, if you tell me, Ellie would tell me to go fuck this. And I kept asking Eli, I'm not sure if he's here, but I'm like, just have him in the band. Like, he's a good guy and he can play, and he's like, I don't know if that's the direction I want, but anyways, Jesse just, he reached out to me a while ago. He just got done recording some of his own solo project that is absolutely incredible. It's on SoundCloud? Bandcamp. What's the name of it?
Whitechapel Club.
Whitechapel Club, check it out. He did some crazy stuff where he went online and he found like these cello players that tracked for him, and it was amazing stuff. So he reached out to me to write some bass lines for some of his songs, and I was very honored. And then he's got a studio in his basement, so that's how I recorded this CD. So I mean, if it wasn't for Jesse, I mean, I don't know where I would be with this project. So we got Months again, and this is a song called Blue Morning.
Driving down that gravel road, she was standing next to me again. My dad says, you're on the phone. You were floating out at sea in an ancient lullaby.
big thanks to Adam Jones. We call him Dr. Jones. He tracked the drums on the CD. That's for sale on the counter. Yeah, I kind of wrote the worst, roughest like demos, and I gave them to him, and he just like made them awesome. If you got any idea for a music project, talk to this guy. Like you know those people who are like, oh man, music is my life. Like he's that guy, but never says it. Like you can take any project to him, he just polishes and make it great. So he actually wrote a guitar part also. He plays guitar with myself and Phil from Burlap Wolf King. So amazing drummer, amazing guitar player. I've played in so many projects with him. We first met playing in a blues band with Derek Post, and then we moved on to a pass, and he was in the Amidon Affair. I can't seem to get away from the guy in terms of projects. It's insane. And if I'm not in a project with him, then I'm like, there's got to be some way to get Adam involved. So. So yeah, thank you, Adam. So when I was in the band, the Amidon Affair, I wrote a song called Amidon Song, and I wrote another one called Amidon Song Part 2. And then I was just like, I want to try like a third one. So the first one was really easy. The second one was a pain in the ass, and the third was about impossible. I can't even believe I can finish this thing, and mostly in terms of lyrics. But so yeah, the song is it's called the Amidon Song Part 3.
Lost innocence.
Awesome, thank you so much. Better introduce Phil, the drummer of, what should I say first, Burlap Wolf King or Marching Arms? Burlap Wolf King, and also for Marching Arms. I met Phil, actually, he was doing a show with Adam. We were playing for the blues musician guy, Derek Post. Is musician the right word? I'm just joking, but like, anyways, so Phil, the first time I met him, he was doing sound. And were you going to Thomas's wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Thomas!
That's it?
Yeah! So then we got talking about like doing a tribute band with somewhere. I was maybe a little buzzed, and I was like, it'd be kind of fun to do a Queens of the Stone Age tribute band. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. But you know, when you play music and with people, you're like, yeah, let's do that, let's do this project, and you never, hear about from the person again. No, this guy hounded me. We need to do this. We really need to do this. And so we got months involved. Adam.
Just kidding, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. Thomas helped out, and we did one show, and it was a freaking blast. It was a lot of work, but one show, and that was it. We always kind of joked like, we should do it again, but anyways, he's a perfect guy to help with this. I mean, obviously Adam could have played drums because he tracked all the drums on the CD, but I'm lucky enough I get to play music with a badass drummer, so it's really cool.
You gotta play them better live, right?
Ooh.
Oh, burn. It's like the CD, but 10% more. Yeah.
Jackie, close your ears.
10% more louder.
All right, so this one I wrote for my son, Lakin. It's called Marvin Myers. It's a pretty short one, so then I had this idea, like, well, let's do like a little thing in the end, kind of extend it. And then we tried to work on it, and it just fell flat. And I just told Adam, just go home and just come up with something, and then just send it to us. So literally, we're just gonna try whatever from what he sent us. We'll kind of practice on our own, so we'll just see how this goes.
With baby's breath and baby's smile, I never thought I'd write a song for him. And he took my breath away. With baby's smell and baby's touch, I never thought I'd write the same as him. Took my breath away.
Gotta mention Nate Brown. So Nate is from my hometown of Oak Point. He's a guy who, when I was first trying to learn how to play guitar, he showed me Metallica's Master of Puppets. And I'm watching him, I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And then I learned it. Ryan, the up and down strokes, that's the wrong way. And I showed him, he's like, no, all down strokes. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, I spent many hours in his room, like playing along with him with Nirvana, and I was just like, we gotta start a band together. And then he was a couple grades above me, and then he ended up leaving school and joined the military. And it was a few years ago he reached out to me. He moved back to Sioux Falls, and we've connected. And so it's like, finally, after all these years, I've gotten to play in a band with Nate. So it's such an honor. So yeah, we got to do the White Wall. That was the first time him and I ever played in a band together. So this is like the second time. So yeah. And then also Carl and Laura, they've been amazing. When I wrote these songs, I was like, yes. And when I wrote these songs, like sometimes when I've heard horn parts in songs, I'm always just like, it's not enough, more. And so I wrote all the horn parts on a keyboard, and all of our instruments are tuned to E flat. And so, would you say it's concert pitch, a normal, what you're playing? I have no clue with this stuff. I have no idea. So I showed him the ideas, and then I go over to Laura's, and this is the first time I actually meet her. I reached out to her because I saw they played a band called the Donnybrook Brawlers. You should check them out. I saw them playing the White Wall sessions, and I was just like, oh, whoa, I didn't want normal whoa, yeah. But I've always had a thing with music majors, nothing against them, but I just never really gelled well, and I always wanted someone who's got some punk and ska background. I thought that was so cool, so that's why I reached out to Laura. She could have easily ignored me, but she was more than happy, and showed her the songs. I went over to her house, and the transposition was just a nightmare. I didn't know what I was doing, and then luckily Adam has a program where you can record the keyboard parts as a horn notation. That got a little screwy, but we ended up figuring it out in the end. So yeah, and well, Laura especially, and Carl, they're the busiest people I've ever met in my life. Everybody was pretty good about getting this schedule for this, but Laura was impossible. These are all my unavailable dates. It was just oh my God. But yeah, percussion teacher at Harrisburg. So yeah, she's very, very busy. So yeah, the horns on the album, they sound amazing. So thank you so much, guys, and thanks so much for doing this. So this is the last one. I gotta give a shout out to my wife Emily, putting up with me on this. The Anthem song we did a little earlier, I had this idea of we get just a group of people to sing that Anthem-y, chorus-y part. And so Emily was a part of that, my stepson Jackson, everybody here in the band was a part of that, Jackie, who else am I forgetting? But yeah, so yeah, thank you so much. And so yeah, is Eli here? Oh, yeah.
Haven't seen him.
Well, he inspired me for this song, so this song kind of goes out to him. Him and his twin brother did a GoFundMe for the murder of Tammy Haas. They tried to raise money for it, and I thought it was just an incredible story. So the song is called Tammy's Ghost, and it's about the story about the murder of Tammy Haas. So, yeah, and thanks so much everybody for coming out. I really, really appreciate it, and this is it.
Homecoming night, whisper spell. sun is still on top. All right, thank you so much. Mom, thanks for coming. All right, it's Friday night. Let's go get a beer.